So you want to learn how to fix scapular winging? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you a step-by-step strategy to fix this problem permanently. Now make sure you stick around to the end because I'm also going to teach you the one big thing that everybody is stuffing up that prevents this from being fixed permanently. All that and more coming up.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
Hi, in case we haven't met, my name is Rad Burmeister, co-founder of the Foundation Movement System and Unity Gym, where you're taught to nourish and move instead of just diet and exercise, and where health is measured by your performance and the way you feel, not just by the way you look. So with scapular winging, what you want to be focusing on is how to obviously strengthen the muscles that pull the scapula down onto your back. And the number one muscle that we want to be focusing on for that is called the serratus anterior. But you do need to understand that it's not just about strengthening the serratus, strengthening the muscle that pulls the scapula down onto your back. It's about teaching the central nervous system how to coordinate all of the muscles that are involved in scapular control that create good scapular movement. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to go through a really cool strategy, or a step-by-step process I should say, to get you to strengthen those muscles and to strengthen that neurological connection. So the first two exercises that we're going to do are for strengthening the serratus. So the first exercise we're going to do is called a scapular push-up. So what you're going to do from here is to have your index fingers facing forward. That's really important, with your fingers splayed and your index finger about shoulder width apart. Then from here we're going to depress the scapula. So that means we're going to push the shoulders down towards the feet. We're going to come up into a push-up position, and from here we're going to retract the scapula and then protract. So that means that my scapula pulls back together to touch and then pushes apart like that. Retract, protract. Now, there's a few really key things to think about here that most people mess up. The first is that the elbows must stay completely straight. So if when I do these reps, if my arms are going like that as I come down, that's completely incorrect and you need to regress it. The way you regress it is just to go on your knees. The second really big mistake that people make is they round their back and they arch their back. So when they go into when they go down, their back arches like this, and then when they come up, they round their back out like that. And that is a really poor understanding of the way that the scapula works and a poor understanding of what you're trying to achieve in this exercise. If I sit up straight like this and put my hands out, in essence what I'm trying to do is retract the shoulders and protract them. So if you look from behind, I'm going to retract and protract. There's nothing to do with any arching in my spine when I do that. So when you do the exercise, you've got to work very, very hard to maintain that proper position. And we do that by clicking into a posterior pelvic tilt. So that means I'm going to tense my butt and tense my abs so that my bum and hips go like this. Okay? Once I've got that posterior pelvic tilt, we're going to depress the scapula and then we're going to go through the movement. On each rep, when you go down, you just touch the scapula together, but then when you come back up, hold it for 3 seconds, okay? Aim for 3 sets of 10 reps, but only what you can do with really good technique. For a lot of you guys, you're only going to be able to do maybe 2 or 3 reps. And if you can't do it at all, just go to the knees from here and work it like that, okay? So the next exercise is called the Whippet, and we're going to be using one of these gymnastics bands here, and we've got a link in the description so you can get yours on Amazon. And what you're going to do is hold the band in your hands like this, and we're going to just grip it with the thumb, turn the hands over, grab the band, bring it through like that. A lot of people struggle with that move, so if you can't get that right, just wrap the band around your hands, turn it inside out, okay? So from here, you just bring your hands towards your body, so it goes through like that, and now your hands are in this position. Now we're going to bring the hands up behind, and from here what I'm going to do is pull forward into protraction as hard as I can, and then pull back into retraction. Pull forward in protraction and back into retraction. So what you can do is, if you just understand the idea that the shoulders are, the scapula is pulling apart, that's protraction, and then the scapula is pulling together, that's retraction, okay? And whilst you do this, you want to try and get the protraction and retraction to happen as the whole arm is moving. So it shouldn't be that the arm moves all the way and then you protract, and then the arm moves all the way and then you retract. It should happen together. The next one we're going to do is called a band pull apart, and for this one I use a little bit of a thinner band, and what you're going to do is grab onto the band like this. You can grab it both ways. You can grab it like this way or this way. I like to grab it in a supinated grip because then it externally rotates the shoulders, and I like to train with my shoulders in external rotation as much as possible because we all spend so much time sitting at the desk in an internally rotated position. And then from here, all I'm going to do is pull that band apart as hard and far as I can get it. Okay, so you can see when I do it, my scapula is retracting as I do this. Pretty simple, that one. There's not a lot to explain about it except just keep the scapula depressed whilst you do it and make sure that you're focusing on pulling those shoulder blades back together. So this exercise, this is not for the serratus now. Now we're working on the rhomboids and the trapezius, so the muscles that are involved in retracting the scapula, just to create this beautiful movement and this, what we talked about, this central nervous system's ability to activate the right muscles to hold the scapula in place. So the next one that we're going to do is overhead band pull apart. So from here we want to go back to this same position here with the band where we turn it inside out, and then from here we're going to start with the band up above the head. Actually for me, I do a couple of twists here with this band. I don't find that I get enough resistance otherwise, so I twist it 2 times, one in my hand. Itchy nose. And now from here you're going to start with the thumbs facing forward, and then we're going to pull the scapula down and bring the band down behind the back so the thumbs are facing up. Okay, back to the start. That's still too easy for me, so I'm going to give it another twist. Oops. Okay, so from here, that's a bit better. So you can see my thumbs are facing forward at the top, pulling down, and if you have a look at what's going on in the shoulder blade. So this is training internal and external rotation of the shoulder blade, which again, it's just all about strengthening the central nervous system's ability to activate the muscles that control the scapula and hold it into its correct position. All right, the last one we're going to do is called the wall slide. So from here, what I'm doing is I'm actually sucking my stomach in to push my lower back against the wall. The closer my feet are to the wall, the harder it is. And I'm going to put my head against the wall, so basically my whole spine's on the wall. From here I'm going to press my wrists against the wall and press my forearms against the wall, and then I'm going to come up as high as I can go whilst keeping my lower back on the wall. It gets quite hard up here. Most of you won't be able to go to where I'm going there. And then I'm going to come all the way back down, keeping my lower back on the wall, keeping my wrists on the wall. So I could go lower than that, but my wrists come off the wall. So that's not what I'm looking for. My lower back comes off the wall. So we're going to come back up as high as you can go, and then come back down all the way as far as you can go, keeping the wrists on the wall, keeping the forearms on the wall. When you get to that point where you can't go lower unless everything comes off the wall, that's where you stop. Now, a lot of you guys are not going to be able to do this. You won't even be able to get your hands on the wall at all at the start. Now that's okay. We're going to just put the thumbs on the wall like this, turn your hands that way, and now you're going to do exactly the same movement, except the only focus is to keep the thumbs on the wall whilst you're doing, you still focus on the lower back being pushed against the wall and your head against the wall, but as far as the arms go, you're only focusing on the thumbs being on the wall. Now if that's you, if you can't get there, we're about to make a video for overhead mobility, for the ability to be able to get your arms overhead, and I highly recommend that you watch that because you really need that. And if you want to go even a step further, download our flexibility blueprint, because if you can't get your arms on the wall like I am here, then you've got some major mobility and flexibility issues, and the flexibility blueprint is going to give you all the answers that you need for that. And there's a program as well that you can get if you're interested in it, which is highly effective at increasing shoulder mobility. So the reason why scapular winging happens is it's actually called paralysis to the serratus anterior, and it's caused by a dysfunction of the long thoracic nerve. So there's many reasons why this can happen. For a lot of people it can be trauma. You might have been in an accident that caused trauma that is preventing this nerve from getting the feedback that it needs, or getting the stimulus that it needs from the brain to be able to control the serratus properly and keep the scapula in place. But what's more common is it's just an underused thing. There is no information being communicated properly from the brain, and the serratus anterior ends up just becoming paralyzed and it just can't do its job. So if you're in the first category, if you've had trauma, you may need to go and see a doctor or a surgeon and figure out what your options are there. But if you're in the second category, which is the great many of you that are going to be watching this video, then the work that we've just shown you is absolutely going to get you started on your journey. And what do I mean by get you started? It's really about retraining that nerve to be able to control the serratus properly to do its job. And you need to understand that when you do these exercises, these are not strength training exercises. Like, you could do these every day. This is not the kind of a workout where your muscles would be fatigued from this. The nervous system will get fatigued, but that's okay. It'll recover within a day because it's a very low load on the nervous system. And what you're really trying to do, you're looking for absolute perfect quality reps. So you've got to, if you can't do the quality reps on the progression that I showed you, you need to regress it. With the bands, it's simple as just getting a smaller, thinner band. And once you get strong enough, once you develop that initial level of awareness where you can control these movements really well and it's looking really good, the next thing that you need to do is to progress to the big bang for your buck strength training movements. The time is going to come when you need to start doing bench press, bent over row, deadlifts, snatch grip deadlifts, pull-ups, chest to bar pull-ups, even, you know, at a higher level, work on gymnastics rings and planche push-ups, things like that. But the bigger bang for your buck strength movements are where this is all going to come together. So if we bring this whole thing in for a landing, the reason why we showed you these multiple different exercises, only the Whippet and the Scapular Pushups, the first two exercises here that we've shown you, they're the only ones that directly train the serratus anterior. But all the other exercises are there to create synergy and just to create your body's, strengthen the central nervous system's ability to control all of the muscles that connect to the scapula, or at least the majority of them, the major ones that we're looking for here. And by doing that, you will start to reduce that winging, so you'll start to be able to control your body better, or it'll just happen on its own. And then you're going to come to the point where you need to move on from this and progress to the big bang for your buck strength training exercises. And if you need any help with that, we have a ton of videos. We're going to link a bunch of them here for you, where you can learn how to do these big strength training movements. Hey, before we go, I just want to give a big shout out to Ahmed Mansour for requesting this video. Thanks a lot, bro. It's a pleasure to make these videos for you. And if anyone else out there who's watched this and enjoyed it has your own questions, if you want anything for us to make videos on, just leave a comment and we will definitely get around to it and make those videos for you so that we can teach you guys how to fix these problems in your body. Now, if you haven't done so already, make sure you download our flexibility blueprint. I guarantee you that it is going to be a massive part of your development getting more flexible. And that's why we've created this free blueprint so that you can learn from us and from all of the decades of experience that we've had in getting flexible. Now, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to our channel. If you like these videos and you want to see more, make sure you click on that bell so you get the notifications, and then you'll become part of our tribe. You can get more movement videos, more nutrition videos, more motivation videos. We do them weekly, and until next time, see you later. So the next one we're going to do is called a band pull apart. Band pull apart. You can get it with the, all right. The nerve is